Office menstrual pains into a 7 a.m. meeting at a mansan soon for Kojo Preko Dankwah. But I was say so do a video at a Kessben TV and then Kessben 92.9 FM. Accra, Kessben 92.9 FM Accra, and our face on DSTV channel 364, and then on Go TV channel 121. On Facebook Kessben TV, and our face on Kessben 92.9. On Sa Ebekame wo honom na fe on social media they share na face commenting na making kind na eso amount e wo fie hanum sa so and WhatsApp messages na face text messages na e pa chofa na bra making kind na so fie ha anomama and in some no adults you be din komo yie pa in komo ne be dino has to do with too many things you be call what is really happening with the US, Iran and also Israel. We're going to look into matters that is also going to affect the country Ghana you be di and also who komo yie pa and then the security services recruitment in of course one honorable interior minister Mutaka Mubarak Akasa wedin komo wachechre the echo and the air benina and the figures no bono is amazing. I mean, if I'm looking at the figures sitting in front of me right now, nasa chose a woman employment, it tells you that it is no joke. The system when it comes to unemployment is huge. It is very, very, very huge. And the thing that it is hard time government sits down. And then this one is not about politics. You need to work things around to make it work. If government is the largest when it comes to employment, because if we're looking at almost about immigration, just about 18,300. Now you 180,000 a year and more episode or more joining. Your friend is saying immigration. I know we're going to look into matters and then we see how best we can solve these problems and all that. And then we'll look at issues has to do with the grassroots of the NDC also complaints in the door. So and then we understand so Ombeko demonstration because almost about a year and 3 months now, grassroots started talking. Didn't here almost say Juma SSA ye demo no yeno and said that Emma. Omwa na nka omunim se omukra no omukutia the NDC somehow some way they have found themselves having positions in government as we speak and omotete honom sa and indeed we need to look at these matters because critically speaking the MPP fell short of what they wanted to set that record of keeping the 8 and blah 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 and all that because they also did not satisfy the grassroots very well and also Ecofan Sembebre na ebai so asama to unia no se bi beto a esesa wo hwe na utumi solve problem ne entem. Other than that, when grassroots spark, I tell you, more government, don't kid yourself. You will lose. That one I must confess, you will lose it. And into the say you didn't need na ho enkomo. And say na me call your health statement so me catch us and there. Yanama ye dey see yebo say akwantu ni de den ya ye betu wo ye den ye beko amanone na yakwa head ye wo ho na ye so akobo obrani bi no ana ja komo frɛ yam so me kwa adwuma no mo hye coat na no mo ye do mo ye wo ba no mo so me de me ka bi ba say ye wo fɛ wo pɛ sɛ wo kɔ eno nti no de wo pɛ sɛ wo ye bia pɛ sɛ wo kɔ bia no pɛ sɛ wo kɔ ene ye be din komo ye pa afa ho Benedicta Ajiman or your founder for Rehoboth immigration law wo Massachusetts ye ne be din komo USA walande nti ne ye be din komo ye pa and then again we're going to look into matters when it comes to the co-host of the World Cup especially with the US and in Mexico and Canada and India how straight immigration enforcement and then we'll look at other matters too. But clearly, my main case has the winter. Last I think Monday or so, and Mekacha will say what is happening with the oil prices, what Trump said, brought or shot or fell down the price of crude. Today is Thursday. It has shot up again to $100 per barrel. What is happening? It is not something we need to joke with. What will Ghana be doing when it comes to these ones? 54 minutes into a yes 7. My confirm me health segment na me Dr. Siama Ndi and Komona for Yembra back. Doc, be aboko there.
Senior body adarma be aboko me that say.
Ah, yes, so ye pa, ye gusun kakrakra. Say jadi so ya de mai ya ye guso an ye hu adwuma. Nti no, ye head ye betumi aye abrabo no na enra. Interestingly, na making kind stories on online, and then I saw one story, Miyam Shime, and I think what boss watch it, and now it is real. Not that okay, no, real, but it is real to us now. Kidney diseases, disease cases increasing among young people. We, if you come from Nochi Hospital, Professor Perdita Ochre, kidney, koso. A woman so we liver there, but it's scary. I mean, if we hear some of these things happening, then it means that we are not taking care of ourselves, Doc.
Yes, that is exactly what it means. It means yankasa tutorial maybe ejejemu a fire health. Organs are away ni pedianum na adi bia ye de beko ye ni pedianum. Ebiku nti chemical bia anu odin aye nsan aye duane aye nyoma ye keka bomb bebre senior and young boys na nyoma omo de frafra eko wedie ni no anu odin ebi mukra aye ye see your friend bibi ateche ye bibi say bitters near the see empanetisi no pebia one thought. No baby, one thought. The patcho. Then now pay. Day.
I said, look, any fault. Eja abaye okofa abaye say now dey back open out to me koye and I'm you pen out to me koye me pe be 3 4 enti open solution on person oba no so be jan into bending
yo senior we there listen I have never missed idea, but me who be with me and satisfy any animal matter. The mean one say you couldn't at the end of the day, yeah, you na afe any animal at waso. Because at the end of the day, yeah, you use your energy. Na yes, so fat in your account. We end up piling waste debris over your body. You do sa age by 50, 60 or elkono, na afe akan ato. But these days, as early as 18 years, na wako drugstore elko akoto aphrodisia. 16 years, no akoto aphrodisia. And all these things, no idea, ha akomano. Akomano so ni kidney no na yejuma. Iti se akomano who are in the bathroom, then the kidney has to produce what you call renin or aldosterone angiotensin system. So they say akomana ho ade na ode ye adwuma no ba from kidney no ye hye no say on produce nyama bi ye fe no renin na emmoa na enchine kakra gina woni pedua no mu kai say enchine gina ni pedua no mu a nsuo so gina mu because they be enchine ko bi nsuo ko ho nsuo gina ni pedua no mu kakra na ma o pressure no akosoro kakra na akomana to ne bo ase aboye nti say o pressure mbo ye hypo say o very lower ukini buano mane baso so pressure ni too high so na ye buano ba from bebrea ukini no bua mane baso nti ye no medro ye fa nyama bi ye de hye ye ho pa ahoden foforo bi di adwuma bi a ni nyina ko ye kidney mu and kwa energy drinks so easy to get energy drinks sani andra ni ye can say those times ye ko bobol ani ama ye glucose kaka and then nipa no asoya no pa ono afele say ne ahoke kan wo form na we be in the fridge na we too so no boy energy drink now we start ejuma all these things our long term effect it can be in a kidney cases no arise it can be in a chronic cases chronic query arise bebre it is in ya ayedro eduane any lifestyle and a matter problem we na ekoso
to the extent says you see a crowd here energy drinks are being now is mixed with alcohol already. I mean, utoya na uno mwadi estate. I mean, alcohol and energy drink, yeah.
Our wholesome senior. And the young ones, you gusu ya no gidi. Oh, I can't. And one of the gone too soon. What a shock! But oh, now you're fine. Oh, you need to be in command. Do I cry? I mean, who do you see? And one of the problem we in our the alcohol harmful effects also. Oh, yeah, diabetes. I do one comment. Senior, I make our sure those times near one school. Yes, yeah, book now. I say if you want to treat diabetes, come to Africa. That is what was written in books, maybe. If you want to treat diabetes, come to Africa. But then these days, narrative nurses are adding processed foods no at dorsal, canned foods no at dorsal, easy way out no at dorsal. Those times, yeah, they have to go to the kitchen, spend minutes, hours to cook real Ghanaian local food. And then go for him put spices a whole do be bre aba the fry indiane the air timpo and saying go for the maybe can ediane ho nia these are the problems how no because chemicals ni fi we nyina no akoni pediane cha e ma systemic inflammation. Systemic inflammation is o body ni nyina no e be responsive to a fi it name moja na take your friend be stasis moja na take intimi nante ye se moja so intimi nante ye wo ni pedia ni pe moja mu ahoden intimi nkwa adwen ni ti stroke to me ba intimi no so intimi nya na den ani intimi utimi jojo ofa timi jojo se bi obema kura no ensore because moja na wo se ko na command ahoden ti bo hu se wa ahoden won pem so bafo weni kala no kura timi se sa utimi nya diplopia chase or vision ni be blood who are dear me all these are signs constipation to me certain because we intestines no any GIT gastrointestinal tract no but more digestive system no the absorption is very slow send your body betting absorb nutrients send your idea back and a could lead to the other one na cover body and the genesis is what we take into the body.
Dog, and right now, only a chassis, and I will say you were type 1 diabetes, right? A honana, you do.
Yes.
Yes. Yentwaso, Homa,
yes. With the diabetes, no, you were type 1 diabetes. Now, you can say type 1 diabetes, no, your autoimmune disease. Naturally, the pancreas, no, insulin produce insulin, and into your sugar level, no, all the time, no, not rise. I say pancreas no na eye organ na produce insulin no na insulin no so na eye safwa the sugar no e be ko intin mu ne muscles ne tissues ne mu ahoden aba lipedua no mu nti say o pancreas intimi produce insulin ne dia obenya esiche no bebre wo moja ni mu nanso intimi enko wo tissues ne nkoma wa ahoden nti say abribia na obi owo high sugar level no now I am because the energy level no form. Now ni sign because why fatigue the energy level no form. Now the vision is why blur because to me who are there clearly the nerves no optic nerves ni no any problem. To me erectile dysfunction so because circulation by a problem. A biome ni problems HMC one ni dryness. To me dry the gestational diabetes class or just say onipa no ni say mu no ene kofa. Ni diabetes ni by hormonal changes ni amani sugar level na kosoro ba mpem mebre no owuya obo say sugar level no asan ba from but most of the time gestational diabetes abra woni say we say you're very careful with duani awudi because after delivery no there is a likelihood say obetimi enya diabetes ni bio nti we say you share with duani di type 1 and type 2 no say pancreas no produce insulin all right. But then what they do what you call insulin resistance. So they say insulin intimi encarry is it no tissues no muscles no biome because if it na the dose no do ni pedi animal. E basa so our who say insulin no so ni is it ni na aka moja ni. Insulin so wo moja ni mo pe e ma catch the pancreas do me say chale sugar no da so wa how your who baby. Then the pancreas also continuously producing the insulin.
Okay.
See, at some point, insulin is the dose when you pay the animal. A man crave for sweets. A man crave for fried things. A man crave for chilled stuff. Until we also be our diabetes, your trend is a man on drinks, man on fire deal with, but a man no crave for because sana body no so type 2 no sana tie and I want pre-diabetic just say oh there afei na we are for ladder no say oh we are diabetes no nti bo won say fa o moja na wo 6.7 6.1 doctor no be the pre-diabetes on common pembe brain no a diet plan ya build the mouth na assistant bibia all this type of diabetes no common but you may break down or your latent autoimmune diabetes or your ladder diabetes one day be the common your maturity onset diabetes in young adults your neonatal diabetes in kolanke to a warm fufra bones or diabetes or your brittle diabetes no very very serious because enonum pembe brain no sugar need to me drop back from cry your friend be hypoglycemia ultimate call hypo the sugar need drop the brain it one ultimate collapse ultimate coma ultimate cry any problems with the circulation until once you are rationed in alcohol hospital but the whole turn so until and the sugar na rise ya kosuru bebre me as rationed in alcohol hospital until be our brittle diabetes no brand na no hospital sebi fee okobasa and also say another type of diabetes all this type of diabetes no there was serious complications at etimidoni pediana so if say yanhwa yeni yanhwa o diabetes see ayedi nkomo na me say ama withdraw awofa say farmer sugar level no bra from but kai say o pancreas na edi sa adwuma we nyina then na odi ma o pancreas the beta cells our pancreas na produce insulin pancreatic polypeptide produce glucagon produce somatotide obia won the role I play into pancreas no that energy no to produce all these endogenous exogenous functions now with digestive system be improve sugar levels so improve now we Kenya obrebono with special medication for Livoton Livoton Kenya obrebono obrebo best store sugar ni di e dia mouth anything na senior your body roll ni bebre
enti bibisa no esese yeba na muni etenase ni edi nkomo yemra hemfa miti wo kumase a anata krade anase ankran amenyen den
me pa cho se o tie mo kumase a me so a pomodi anako ejoso kwamo junction the branch Kessben power wata krade so opposite fejai May Sports also and na me so Cape Coast your Green Hill opposite Addison Square Garden Aguna Odobenso your branch Kessben power close to the police station and Accra had your Delta SDA junction senior all the branches no they started ejima exactly 7 a.m. on the dot they are 5 p.m. treatment plan no senior BBA kind of holistic share baseline investigation natural organs ni nyina simato womb and finally the natural homeopathic remedy akanipediano let's say bomodiana ma unsanka livoton na livoton mwa brebo no ma brebo no entimi mwa o sugar level no entimi mwa akoma no menye entimi mwa o circulatory system no entimi mwa ma efinya etna nipediano mwa betimi akofa systemic inflammation abanyina free nipediano me say bomodiana unsanka livoton aba mo bia from 12 years and above sani awono mnsaka kra wodidi kakra nkwa na otimi nya nkusira ho de bomodi anya bibiko nipediano na cleanse body no na ye free promo of delivery no gusu ara nti bibia wo bia place order the bebre was ndwemu order no so more than one bottle obenya special discount per head number no 050 00 40 331 050 0040331 and now 050 0040328 050 0040328. Yeah, Netherlands branch and also you're very active. Dr. Michael Kojo Chairman Egusua or J Nimidiano Ebwa Afufo Babaji Ayashawan wanting so when you move your person or now 140 and now person or number of the free a plus 316 879 855 84 plus 316 879 855 84. See for Liver Specialist Hospital now here. So better poor a one quantica in a channel. So Naka said, yeah, the end don't need your treatment plans, lady. Tina Bribia Casa once treated, forever treated. Senior, and okay, that's no abortre. ene ombre so yankopon kan ho na okri onyina ne wapamfo no ndo me ya ochina so.
Amen. Yankopon so ensure ene Dr. Siama ene no Edin Komano from C4C Liver Specialist Limited on our health segment on Kessben matching and our OTs is 9 minutes into 8 a.m. Yen chassis na fi yendin komo. So nobody can you know it is very interesting. It's June year, right? And the World Cup no basso and indeed I've had concerns and people saying, oh, you be could be. Ne konedie anka ye bas in the kodi anka odem. Oh, when you know an say nke jina he ne boom kumase US na wo kosa. Nanso no akwa bibie wo ho. What is happening to us is that a lot of people are relying on connection men. Meaning people have started paying. People have started seeing politicians. People have started seeing I mean, the rise of the market when it comes to travel and tour. I mean, what I say, because a lot of people really will want to check out, not because they want to go and watch the ball. It is not just by the ball. My head of technical wa he must cry ni age opeso ko eye World Cup PB na minim so kwa anya de opeso ba Eugene kra ma Eugene kra no nani de aye on kwa oma enso mu do mani atisu na excuses na no maye sa na pese ekwohwe ball. Sports journalists no one nyina are willing to do that clearly. Kwan ebe fa so ebe ko ene ehun hyehyeye ene kwan ebefa so yebenya eye visa ni bi kura date kura so ya asem na wakwakodu ho kura so na eno so kura so ya another matter ohun dem eche no enti no ensem no edoso and this and many more ene ebedi ho enkomo ena no pay yakofa eye ye maami aba because yakofa na be dey say ye questions ni na answers ni na so ye dem so your text messages and also WhatsApp messages ni na no be pachofa ni na bra na yindi san komo ne na ene otu ne na fi krom ha say kim no kwa eno ano no dia ye dey na no na ye na so ko Friday ubenya ko Friday ene munya ni ntam na otu ni na ye be ha dwen yi pa into no Benedict Ajiman our founder Mary Hobuth immigration law wo Massachusetts wa betina say ye ba be din komo afa ho but indeed I think 2026 the US post immigration visa processing for Ghana mekai pa ho komodie be to ho bebre. I think Parliament even raised issues on these ones. I mean, it was placed on 75 countries, if I remember. Ghana bekan who be ma ekoyen sembibre na, and then we're also going to look at those ones. I mean, we rely on abayan or war US na yebekoye ni na abana or US no say also crown obre or say on transe masanema we na ensi. Ni na ebedi hu komo no wa chechire mu ye the intersanema we na. But of course, soccer is soccer. Soccer brings all of us together. Therefore, there's a need for us to also go through that process in our head here. Benedict Abiaboko there. BBI fine. US BBI fine. BBI come on.
I want to walk.
I want to yeah.
I want to slow no.
I want to slow no. Yeah. Into no be share kakra no. I so. Yeah, tears here. But how is Ghana treating you anyway? BBI fine. Omo do wetin come on. Ugusuichin on that. So that. Me just in any komo na fi yen share of course 2026 FIFA World Cup no. Ye den e bebaso. Ebebaso so dia Ghana ekobi. So indeed there's much interest from Ghanaians wanting to also be part of in terms of funds and journalists and all that freelance for Maakye Kenya wanting to be there. They are even forcing government to be paying some of these visa fees and plane fare and all that. Say football no idea can want some amount for but let me ask, with current US regime and even the 75 countries I'm a boss with this immigration almost straight on the 2 years and all that, will this World Cup bring straighter immigration enforcement as we speak?
So yes and no.
Okay.
Because there are two kinds of visas to the US. You want immigrant visas and you want non-immigrant visas. Difference the woman is say immigrants there ukwa womba if I say we hook for be a file amount and our mama maybe and our baby a file amount. No an immigrant ne dear oh court now was saba. The 75 countries as now can na no ye immigrant visas and governor come green card no. And no na on my person to go hand our file man the baby and our file man hook for be and our file man mama maybe say jabet time in China do home make a and no my person but for B1 B2 ne dear say
okay
for the World Cup ne dear a B1 B2 visa na man for because B1 B2 ne dear uko chesi aba because share World Cup aba and I said because sama down for be and I'm going to pictures for Times Square and I said go have more medical issue you may call for short medical reason for the World Cup no dear because a B1 B2 visas no and yet directly affected. However, yenim se kom ho aye shikaka nti kodu ho a ne de ne man ko ya ma wo sa e bia na affect kaka.
Okay, so clearly what you munti ye wo eye immigrant and non-immigrant nti ye no ma ye kokpese ye kwhwe World Cup ne de ye non for no and immigrant for ne omo a ye ya fale amom se ne kwaku ma me so ba be fa wako na wakoko na US eno ne kwa ne kodidi wo mo account mu no nti account ne didi kakra wo mu nti no mo maye made a ye te ene ye be fa nti so obi fa eye non be friend is immigrant de no so na so do kono wa me
dear so a lot of young people feel say be me kuta 5-year visa and just meet na boche for 5 years and patcho enye no cre time be obe ramu no omo bibi e fe no I-94 patcho ane I-94
okay
then no sure macho admit until into sad dates never hono. That is the time I'll bet to me at na US legally. I am for people feel say 6 months and yet they be an 6 months. They be more. There's a date to mature admit until. That's I am say admit until March 1st. Intended March 12th so or ha asemato.
Samum.
Pachane.
Hey. You meaning
every time be able remove be a white small white banner that shop
yes
wait don't bring online but me call cbp.gov but me call online cbp.gov now the passport information are shame now I-94 number into World Cup for say no e be bet me be a 3 months say just so Canadian yeah World Cup no 5 years into e be obenya 5 years e be so obenya 2-3 months and be into patcho almost but say 3 months this one. So for na basheno so ya boy wie na wo so na nka wo 9 sequence of sanso ko wokum
nti one man yes so mu dia
na say who say ice for many abrepa
I have seen a lot of things that ice I mean but why all of a sudden we are hearing ice why what is really happening?
So ice no omuye a part of DHS. Think of it as Department of Homeland Security, a federal agency. Now ice no think of them as the police version of DHS.
Okay.
Omuye the enforcement version of DHS. Now me saying the time I'm here we law school I mean me interning my eyes for.
Okay.
Yes, because omuye the enforcement one. So what maybe ye juma for the human rights division of it.
Okay.
And our job we are looking for human rights violators. If I so bo wa to akolabi mu na wonu na wa ye bibi so na dwena pe share US. So that is what we are doing. So more their whole point is say bo ha o ha na say why you from so bia na wa kweti amrabia na ye de woko. So we think of it as the police version of immigration.
Okay.
Yeah, my pain or so no. Time no campaigning. By then my opinion Biden no also my immigration I lose do. It's like we be now also my criminal self Venezuela and some other countries be about into your case or betena swa or making sure say obey most of it go for now or legal status and able more worse they and also more criminal history. Into first or start here no now of focusing mainly of for more criminal history. That was the initial focus. Tonight I catch and confess okay, so we criminal history and that's a ya order will say a bro has a who immigration judge. Now what's something in the because of cool maybe deport so. It's first no now those with criminal history or those with removal orders what judge a name I'm a judge na kasa unim sanko okum but now saying the who said Oma increase pa na no ejina the fact say okaso obeye okaso ba obe streamline immigration pa. Then the other thing too when say in June 2025 no or introduce him maybe if you know one big beautiful bill.
One big beautiful bill.
Insano too needing.
And yes, more excursion or quite. There one beautiful bill.
Under the one big beautiful bill, no, ama eyes for to me baby. Matter of fact, no, there was once a many USCIS, and USCIS is also a branch of DHS. So that of course in
okay.
If I said DHS, yam papa, and then ICE and then USCIS, me and Yanum. The USCIS officer catch me say. So on the meeting na maybe send about my client says saying na media argument to say about yet here na I first on from my client I then obey or some patch mean to me or more to me saying
wow
so no catch me. So that big beautiful bill no am my eyes for no to me even more than other federal agencies. And we know that once you so who wanna to me I just na so when you post
sure.
And the other thing is one more musica baby sika budgets be or their mom pan sika right now no one more to me and was more musica and no thing as say I know yet your monka because omo when you to me there no person there.
No, okay. Antina sisi and say near titi what eyes Maakye eyes my because I think I saw a Jumedio Moody where I think in Senate or something they had to call the Attorney General to come speak to some of the things eyes for a year immigrants need how they are even dealing with them. Yes. I mean and all that it is not fair and they are doing that and all. Now Ghana for no what happens to us? I mean what happens?
Into your catch and call for say I'm trying my eyes and before. So your family says, what about B1, B2? Uber style, what down for Biana. Now, was school qua. Started dream, say, I didn't find some school near 2 years. Started dream, say, me 2 years this year. Then I may. Men train, my last minute. And so that's the first thing I catch a man for and say, start to dream who bisa questions because in praying pin, no so bisa questions in Tema. Lawyers, no make sure say, oh, Uber to me, yes, say, and Uber to me, yes, say, and I'll to Uber to me, yes, say. There's a work but me it be a green card and a visa card through a juma.
Okay.
So go brain him. And the biggest issue with that, they say, you say, okay, so I-94 and admit until, right? So you say they say admit until March 11th and then they March 12th as a matter. And unfortunately, no, if you say, oh, if it's March 12th, I mean, so you are out of status.
Okay.
Because visa na de man, time na de man will a trim. Once that happens to you, unfortunately, no, to me, a work visa. Instead de be my problem bano.
Okay.
It's a catch man for say men train when you be true ya only lawyer nkasa. Friend them besides okay then I met to me here e be go school. Men train my school no we na na me de we school then I made they be as you are in school no start talking to us. You bet me say bet me apply for visa way and a visa way and a visa way and a visa way and they be about B1 B2. Oh, sir, but me say, oh, hey, but me a change of status to visa way and a visa way and a visa way. So that's what I tell people say. Start talking to the lawyers because there are so many options there. But yeah, man for him. Lack of knowledge, my people preaching. So I feel, but now how are you overstaying? I feel to me, oh yeah, who she
okay. Benedict, B1, B2, na nyamo jedro. So who? Into a
good question. Maybe a visitor's visa, a visitor's visa, a visa for visit or for short-term pleasure,
okay,
or for tourism.
Okay.
In China, I'm comfortable using because I'm a downfall because I'm an auntie. Me and come me invitation. Aha. It's either self visit what we pay be what for be what down for be right. And I say, boy, horse me the mukoshekum because me nisa kon homa or call Times Square, call picture. So that's for tourism. And I say, boy, have health issues, boy, how in the medical condition, no one, I said in the call for treatment. Into bit me, I could for short-term treatment, maybe I'll call cancer. The clients be so buy, you know, also cancer, and at least your buano, right? And I say, so a short-term business, or be a conference. But the most important thing with that, and said, you don't have to be paid. It's even your correspondence for the World Cup or something. Actually, that's the IE visa. That's a totally different visa. But you can also do short-term things, but you just want to make sure you're not being paid. Into visits, tourism, short-term medical issue or any other short-term beer, the key is that it's a short-term. Now, wait, then, amount for BB. For the visitor's visa, the legal requirement, from Nama explaining, the legal requirement is sufficient ties to your home country to prove that you would return. In other words, okwa beba.
Okay.
Intimate say like uka say bia we jumem for then a chese okwa obesamba. Wa ware. Womba. Uye juma wa he. Ebo ho ye bibi wo community nim. Bia o ye sofo. Osha sorry oye bibi oye community leader because she want to mean try say dating na besamba want to me and prove it to them so besamba o maka say wakwe omba that's the one of the number one reason I'm to be in that amount for pa say sufficient ties to your home country to show say if you go you would actually come back. So that's
no so we prove with some form of documentation. Say yes, say we so would you letter.
And now your business owner, if you certificate and approve and I bought her usika like if you or Japade be wasase be or did be a trust okay, maybe see honomi okay because trust samba.
I see. But can that one give me a legal status?
No, B1 B2 need the end to me my legal status. Now so it be a bit to me pay something else for you. If I saw the B1 B2 ba, now be who lawyer, now be who me. Shame that ube who me. Now you born come up because oh yes soft. Make say oh so for cry bet me pay religious visa now. Now religious visa no the way it also okay say na namuno. If I say you so for be a fee a crack or burger some cut presbyter sorry wo. Sa na ye. In the same thing they say, oh, back America ho abeye na me adwuma na wa be bibi e wa sorry there ho. Na nya so for pe. Me say my bi am obi a no ye a women's researcher. My bi am obi a okita PhD. So far so be bibi wo nya me fie ana so ye communicate ko ye bibi a religious related kwa. Ombe to me the amount. Na no sa no ombe ma regular visa after 2 years so between a green card. And nunti na kasa so no no be bon komo na etumi twa wo kwa ekwan de bebre wo honim na manfo nim.
But anytime maybe say asem we because my listeners in here mo pa. So we need dear friend connection man. Correct. Enti se obi say connection man ebe ma me eye visa. So when na yetua connection man na akofa 2 years abreme. Sa connection man or ye den or ye to me nya sa 2 years because me man ko hobi but connection man to me akwa about the service and abreme.
Me who cases be bria connection man as a messy amount for app.
Okay.
One of the most common ways some messy amount for app say bank statement. Bank statement be ma no enye ne papa. Ebia wo so we enye say na enye wejuma na. But the problem is that what the bank statement na papa cost fee Kessben a ombe flag wo. No mo flag wo na wo we no so a. Now there's a 204C fraud and misrepresentation. Omo the to so uncle asamato unye visa enko kom hobium because omo so wo to on we 419. Into Mesremo. The passport bisa question way. Mesremo pass only connection man patcho men say will be a business ho. But only connection man be age man mesro because me who so many cases. Another case is here F1 case.
F1 here yeah.
Student
okay.
visa. About okay. Cases why be quite PA recently. Sana omo transcripts no fake. Sana transcripts no ye fake. So with the wound ni mo for say we two be sika. Into after the fake transcript ne kwa ebia na ewo record so no ma flag o say nipa way or your fraud nipa way or fake into fancy case ba ko me hu ye po na mobo na opeso ye DV lottery American lottery ni bi na that time no na connection man ko fa fake certificate fake results man no onu kwa no nim into the call fake ese no so there be ade we dey fake onim so mo flag nipa no inti echre kwa ono ane papa anka e de na ba abochio almost there be 10 years ago with the fake bibia baha inti afa flag we inti emfa mawo
10 years ago
can dada so mama mo record na wo ho inti mesrel make sure say dey be on the beko bia eye no kre bank statement especially because and at times I'm also some to me on my checks I've seen cases where on my fair banks no to inquire say patron me kuta bank statement be be a benedictor ayampa omso there be hampo the benedictor be anyhow ti me semo man hwe ni ye nim so be episode to kwan now so sometimes no may still be a business or but sometimes no it can cause more harm than good down the road. And the most sometimes to work out only the country and farmer sometimes one country will say we are foreign internet farmer would also say wing ya in the first and mere brown not later cry I quite be a biama officer ha me kono now you deny no about lawyer ho now you are records no now you who say say be 20 years ago ko ye bibi. And as I say, I know equity. So many cases are right now. No, I feel a mumba person file more. Almost they be that because 20-30 years ago, the fall be baha into a flag into Miss Samuel Shini.
Yeah, some more. You better but let me come back to the World Cup matters and how among for because say embassies are flooded with a lot of people now as we speak. I mean regarding getting the date for them for the interviews and all those things and all. But screening baby
Now, Patron, one thing to highlight, if people don't already know, say, Ghana Embassy, my idea, just last week they opened up 2,000 slots, and one of the clients in your interview date in this match.
Okay.
To Mr. Ramo, I don't know if it's still there, but please track for so-called World Cup, Mr. Ghana Embassy, my idea, or maybe 2,000 slots. Patron could try, and yes, screening, the first screening to make sure say on your threats. And I'm check amount for social media until so about how to be posted by heart on social media. Yes, sir. About to be posted on social media. Be mesemo on check with social media and to make sure so social media no.
Just say post to them maybe a keke.
But me posted, but me manning be also now the my opinion na tema na oka. Right,
it means it's very important. I mean, in terms of the way your position on our social media handles.
Okay. Check his social media.
Okay.
Yes, in patron making sure so social media no. Be you okay? When wako didi US are buying a tema now. Wako chobi for terrorists be making sure so social media. With the regular posting ni ni regular one
and
or 2
normal.
days normal. But men be extreme.
Oh,
that's
okay.
number one. And number two, so. Almost making sure say just and be kind of beba because we who say man for plan into the same thing say making sure so beti me atcho mo say then me san ba me wo me juma papa bi and me business certificates ni me profits ni me bank statement ni me so bank statement na wo dia na say sikampo should ni mpa e better so beti me ko fake one be dey assemble ba. Because almost share so many things and your bank statements pay.
Okay.
And I won't mind any particular sika, it has to be in your bank statement.
Okay.
They look at it in the totality. And it was bank statement factor. Now the other things account be a letter from Juma and now other things are from the community near the account.
Okay. But how about people who person World Cup and they DNA mumuno kwa Juma? So Sankrophone someone then because for instance me wo a company and me person me advertisement something that will really want to push visibility for my company's brand and all that. Sankrophone then how do they go through those processes?
So there's an I-Visa. There's an I-Visa for people in the media. So specifically media and correspondence, the visa to apply for is the I-Visa.
Okay.
You just have to prove that Juma for media and correspondence and we say like you are going to do that. But apart from that, even if you want to do it on a business front, no, it's still the B1 or B2 because there's a segment for short-term business and the B1, B2.
Oh, okay. It is a no I hear this as a mayor cry. It made me a Juma in terms of so I've heard somebody say that okay, for instance, Gold Board, for instance, which is a big institution, will have to go advertise the jewelry branch now will be processes like that. A Juma phone is so more corner. They will still fall under the B1, B2, right?
Yes, for short-term business. The biggest distinction to prove to them, they say you would not be paid. America for the tax now into tax two. So either say you say that you will not be paid, or you make it clear, say, okay, minya infaswa say, musika ye say. Because of the tax implications, no. When it comes to money, they have to be very clear. Either say ye into our car, and I say metia me kase me patro me chefa ne mu tax ni.
And che baby, but mame sa enema mi anyway. So my TB1 B2 na say, and then I know how I will have to get it. But how about obiso pay a year work visa to move out of this country and then go work?
It's about your work visas, no. A Jumanu na ebe ya mau.
Okay. So me koye wo ho no. Ono na so ye ma me.
Me law firm say me person me file as a correspondent.
Oh, it's all family.
It's all family. It's person me file say no.
Yes.
Me na say number 1. Me I have say me offer wage man that okay, me offer wage man say number 2 na me my process na mau.
Okay.
Yes, and it's a Jumano and a mau.
Okay.
Nurses, no dear. There's some people use agencies for nurses because there's someone to meet for a specific exam and things like that. No, but usually no, a company no. Because okay, me fa asimesi. Na me fa no me management no me na me processing the paperwork amano.
Okay.
Yes, it's no. So the best thing to do is say ube pay a juma or more people from outside, and they see that like the UNs and the World Banks and things. No, they bring people from outside all the time.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Benedicta, what boy pa visit here by the other boy Ghana for you pa. Yeah, that's it pa. But answer na be kokra. What should we be looking at? You know my person ekosisi no. You who pray. Assembly the work can there, but since you my. You know my person ekoshe World Cup PCC. Me no ka say. Bra kwa me so me invite. Nanka me da kwa kotum. Nanka ma wa be World Cup. Say Canada, say Mexico, say US, me say and person me go US, bra kwa me wo. E to them GB1 no kraba kwa me say the here say do tie room, wo do tie room nko ade ma be fa nko ade na say no ano na kopa adwuma ma na ne ye do bin krata ma say ya titi sanema we na. We hear all these things. We pa cho to omofo e dey mpa e na esese ye.
It's in patch the thing is say person nya B1 B2 as say ano. It's how we apply online. It's the form near DS160. We apply. We call Ghana Embassy online. Now we apply online. I'm making sure so be able to okay. Now we rack Chrome the patch. So both person will change. If I so share World Cup.
Okay.
Or share World Cup. Also, me come person go school. Me ah dear minima dear person go school. Problem be anyhow. Over to me apply for change of status. No I go school. And I be some we come here suffer. Okay, me here way ma me bodwa mo sorry. And I me tunu mo so. So me to me afa aye bibia ma me. No problem. It's the most important thing is say opo we bisa questions. Only lawyer and kasa. Now you say if there over to me something else. E better say only a kasane pay another visa ma so qualify than say uti ho na unye hwe na afi wako out of status na afi uyem hwehwe
o na ma na hwehwe we chi sa as a na no be a UK and then more la na immigration for the bus abisi ho no musisi ye somewhere in the random inti omugina middle inti bishop be na we na ya fro wa na bisa question ba ku mi ne he na de ne mfa na de wato friends bus ni near do ko na ko yasem de yasem but when they akwantu omunsem yeah that's it but clearly say obi here will services in terms of these things because I mean these things are more technical. It needs more advice and all that. But how do we get to you if we need some of these information and all that? Especially with the World Cup issues in there.
Me patron me were all social media, me were TikTok, me were Facebook, me were YouTube.
Okay.
Now your Rehoboth immigration law.
Oh, okay.
Rehoboth immigration. And patron me number is +1 929 497 6727.
Okay.
929 497 6727. Patron, but me WhatsApp me. And me WhatsApp channel so but me follow because they be me posting.
Okay.
They be me posting.
Okay.
Into me WhatsApp. We should share Rehoboth immigration law. Me WhatsApp channel but me share me. And I may boa amount for with B1 B2 send I home come and I may boa amount for with ebia other visas ebia religious visa so ebi person file mo bi ametumi aboa I visa so ye media we na person ba ametumi aboa o visa no e no extraordinary ability we are smart pa we are dear pa metumi aboa and I say do person file ma wa metumi aboa ye friend be so EB2 NIW I don't know one I will file ma who because we are amazing such as we have great things like we are helping solve cancer amazing things metumi aboa and I be a fiancé visa e bo who ka football person be foul and I be a kunu bi and I will be person file ma metumi aboa o ni papa US no per asylum kwa metumi aboa and I only pay bia irritate ice for only pay bia e betumi aboa dey bia ni ice for no mo kosa no mo just say no mo face so sa it's anything be pay US immigration bia metumi aboa
okay all right Benedicta yeda say the ben say Miss Sports team no memo mafro because what happened the person yeko enti no ye be frɛ na ye no wadi nkomo ye penhye bia ho bia na de afam because ye anko world cup ni bia enya report na enti na ho hia yes say eba enti ni ye da sepa so nya botre ni nya kwan a wo de ebestra ye na ye di san nkomo we hia Ghana fo ye pa and indeed I think that you've been a great service to your listeners and after some more on my tea wina. Me no mefre na ye di nkomo ye pa. But my number ni bi number now say plus there.
Patcho 9 plus 929
okay
497 6727 plus 1 929 497 6727. But me follow me WhatsApp channel so Rehoboth Immigration Law, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Rehoboth Immigration Law.
All right. Yeah, that's a pa. And ye Benedicta Ajiman or a fan number Rehoboth Immigration Law, Massachusetts, in any dean common USA and any dean community. Ya walk up why babekwe sports for any journalist for Kenya no Mati diati Martinina we nya fena obekwa koye your friend is me nkome kona makona menye say na all that benya de befa I don't know so what here na wo hu senia obeye no afa 41 minutes into 8 a.m. meeting at Amansanson for Kojo Preko Dankwah you be din come on na fe ya hwe de echo kingdom fine Fifi kingdom away media no way I want ho ane ne be sanji foforo yane Kingdom Medical Center for babedin komo afa hospital kakraka hospital amesu do hono mo wa otumu say yes you do tumu wow you do why you na anakwakunyo ne do fi ase ho ba hu popo say osidabi o do ha no ohwe environment no otumu say yes eniema ekoyi ase no ho ya to ne bi enso doctor hwe no nurse hwe no enso se no ho ya to no eno no na menti ase niti obi sa na oba na obedu ho se no ho ya to na die ntia
se boss unze okaya se bia bi na hunu ason no ene wo mo manim tene ade
correct
especially mema no ntina mema no ta ko massage no
so hu me na kram pese mkobi
ti uhu o manim a ntina na no yabaya bakaga ze therapeutic
uhu za obokano brofo den sa so na ne tete ya
o yare no akohia sister ya
o ade no I mean we do that record this week na obi ametim hia massage ya say e kokakra because onyam fa ne sanka me de so me hu ya to me pa Great Kingdom Medical Center and Hospital bi aboko de bia fine wo ho
boss nyam ya dom
bia fine
na Ghana fo ade atumati ase yati ase Ghana fo mo pade papa
the radio say
because said there na ne be board the road na manfo course eba and said there manfo trooping in and out no yanso ye ni age ho na ahye ye nkran say adwuma ne be no more
esefata
e de aka ho
sure pa I mean I've seen all the equipment this year I mean I think yesterday also I was watching the latest equipment about bedo especially in my ni high end and I've seen all these I mean equipment when na e wo krom ha
unze say omo a ho a but obo a ho na osipi say obeye adwuma na bo aga na say na no me catch you say your boss a that Great Kingdom Medical Hospital no wahunu ne say wasom oman no ache wo se ye with herbal medicine ye ne ye with Kingdom garlic bitters ye ne first herbal medical center ye de garlic eye aduro e ma Ghana for e chire na amanfo bi besu ya bi ni ade a wo mu nyina kra ye bom aba so but see any the boss ne wan say o give you back to society.
Wow.
And say obehwa amanfo apomden na me adwuma kese pa ba ko a obetumi aye and say nei obi yare na nyame nimdia wo de adom wo fa mfidie wo fa amanfo a wo mu ni wonimdia abobew e wa yaresemu na wo tu amanfo ya de wase de amomo yakopon te soro a na watworo di ato ba bi se wo opa abodwaman opa yese opa yesa o heaven street sanse adwuma na me de hye wonsa no ye ni ye enti adwuma na ye no boss enye sika no eye de manfo no ba benya firi ho akọ impact na ye pese yenya ye gye no eno apɛ ne ye hwehwɛ enye sika sem eni ti no bi ba great Kingdom Medical Hospital na se oba na mfidie won waso ne nurse fo no se de omo hwɛ no owie na ne bill ye twroma no a wo se what
yeah nkama we bisa
yeah what's what na me dwen say we dey nka ye ayi akasefuo ya o ti say ayi Kessben boss no ne wo mo amaka
na ka bi ankam so mo ba ho
for the but ye nyina yetumi ko san say ya dia ye forgotten country
enti mo bia ye mo nhye no
dabi say you ma show say bia hospital no MCF for be hospital no
me na me hwe kre
wo show abonteni adia wo beka say bia wo ho wo beka say bia huhu bi na we dey sika for some class bi political class ni ade bi we 24 class ka ho
wow
momone 4 class ka ho
wow
jene 4 class ka ho makola 4 class ka ho enti wo busuani bi o na na bi wo fie o papa bi wo fie yade abono wo bu ani de ye stroke nyado ande ana mpese me boso sansa nimdifo no ha yade bia etiti wo bia yade mfidi aba yade aduro nso aka ho ya ye pese yade tu yado ahodo na se e de ema wo ye si nipa aboso ni na no pa no ya unso kan ya sansa ye de Kingdom garlic bitters ba ye no a ete cholesterol so a boost immune system ema ahoden be nipadua no mu ananse atacheche amanfo ni nyina ye thing of the past no ye ni asa kofa Great Kingdom Medical Center aba ana hospital aba ya ewo akuapem akropon a uduru wono mu atu se bibia ye kama bibia ye gam ya yetu yade ase na boss ansa ne be ko hospital nim no said na aka se me ba ye o ma je duro no ni ade
ni ade omo fom ni na sa
sansa omo nim ye ma omo titiri ni we no greenway we say we na Kingdom ginseng power capsules no
o so kwaya no me hu
on the phone and boys ni me ye mo
etimi si o na omusi o na 15 enya na okoye na so mo boa
na so ka kra wo tena se chese ya bi ka pon wa na opeka kra no na efie edije ni ade abefie batanya hwe boss na me di we be ma be ma bia nkope Kingdom ginseng power capsules
correct
e wo say ya ade a aban kra gitum se ye nyina ye num bi sanse boss na se ye nua ni die ni ade no aya na ma mema ye mmerentem e wo mpem wo ye no kra to nche ni ade ma me Kingdom ginseng power ne se boss onum no nye se bi a ma wa bo adwuma munum wa ajo resource ko se nro ne kum nipa na me ka platform bi so se wodi a kire kofefe nro bi ni ade na wu a ye be fa oges na ma wo sanse ye de ye num Kingdom ginseng power capsule
enro anu aka no
ai wodi a kire ko nunum nro ni bi wono ni afrafra bi na gi drink basa bi na de koye na tetoso na wu a
eye ni ye beba ba be di mu
ye reso afa again
aka ho
sanse ye num ginseng power capsule ye boy ye no e ma ye bo adwuma no boss na say ye prostrate
o ni eye
ti we no enye
ni e come up
ye de ho
enye say ye short dey bia mo dabi
wo ye no na sama o prostrate na sie enti we di 70 ni enfa rubber to bem na
dabi na to pass
and na be di 70 we na side check
and abawie na we pension baby
no what I say no so na dey enti Kingdom ginseng no na ya ma no tremendous na ma bibia etumi ai kama boss na so me de enim before nurse for na doctor
me hu kama pa me hu doctor na me hu me pese me ni yes last na meje eyi no
oh shit therapeutic we
na meje no fast esa meje ha na me de kobema na ha mesan yare oh bi amoko de nice ready adom ye gusun kakra and na my Great Kingdom Medical Hospital yare ben san itimi de ba
me da ase
show mic ni ma me twen ko ni ma me aha
me pacho say ye
pa
Great Kingdom Medical Center. Send me no akeka kakra no. The okofa bae no wadi kan herbal medicine the organa had the bonidia na kotodwe nyina akofo. Wahwe ehunu se ayaresa enso eda na koma so pa enti wakofa Great Kingdom Medical Center aba. Great Kingdom Medical Center eniema ye ni bi ye eniema efa emma ehu ye ka gynecology specialist won say ye nua ma no no science ni nyankopon ebo wom ne se ne omutie ntinu ye woniema bi wo ho a aya na etochew kakra wo mo ho Ghana hasade no ye mfa ye ni nkoso esanse eha ma ne pa ye wo specialist ankasa de me kan nye se ebi obi a matrama ko ebi o specialist ankasa wo se da asua eniema efa emma eho enti niema bi a efa emma ho de wo di do Great Kingdom Medical Center dia ene na kire se o last stop wa no ebio ye obi efe ne fertility.
Okay.
Sabre ye si awo. Ye ntina Ghana ha sabre ma awo enye problem ma ye bio. E ma wase eni wachi wo awo ho bio. Great Kingdom Medical Center. Enkofo di adanse ye. E free last week ye ba hanom no. Ye hu se enkofo aba no. O ma hyase kra e frɛ edi adanse ye kakra ye ede ma wo mo no. Enti e fa awo ho asɛm de Ghana ha de Great Kingdom Medical Center. Na ye boy ho modern pa e wo ho. Enti Oba Great Kingdom Medical Center enye awo ene ema ho adwuma nkwane ye General Medical Center.
Okay.
Ye General Medical Center enu ye one side ye wo herbal medicine ye one side Ghana ha private hospital edikan aye General Orthodox Medicine owie ye why herbal medicine aka ho Great Kingdom Medical Center ebi ni Ghana ha ba bia either say oye medical herbal clinic nkoa anase oye Orthodox medicine nkoa but Great Kingdom Medical
Orthodox
Center
na chirim zo bu anu ma herbal amani dubna nkoa no your center na ono no eno pe no ye ba ye die abrofu no ni ade won chen ene ye sande herbal no so aka nti wo ba
choose your choice. Oh, okay.
Sa pepe nti wo ba wo na wo ye bisaw na ebia ebetima ba say wo kra wo history be about herbal medicine. Into kra herbal medicine person obeti na asem kra.
Okay.
Ye Orthodox medicine.
Okay.
Ebi also history be about Orthodox medicine. Into person obeti na asem kra your herbal medicine.
Nice one.
Ye de ebehwe. Great Kingdom Medical Center. Ye nkwane private hospital we Ghana has here. Ye wo plastic surgeon.
Okay.
Specialist.
Okay.
Ye ka plastic surgeon na unim dada BBL, Famitox, liposuction. Oba Great Kingdom Medical Center. Sa plastic surgeons no more nurse no Ghana ha. Omo nurse kra. Na so ba Great Kingdom Medical Center. Ye wo specialist wo eba BBL, liposuction ene Famitox obeye ne simple kra amount.
Okay.
Great Kingdom Medical Center. Ade ba ko so ayesan ye ho ade pa ye friend no urology or hypologist or obi a ohwe ye brebuom.
Okay.
Ye was specialist o onya matramakwe
o.
Ghana ha ye kan o mo ye nipa be 4 pe.
Ba ko
Great Kingdom Medical Center.
Anye entama ba. Ye be ba pa.
Enti say bibi ha wo brebuo ni mu a en ha wo ho.
Okay.
Enti wo be kodi lie so wo baabi. Great Kingdom Medical Center.
Lie bi anim.
Specialist na wo hwehwe no no. Wo be ba beto no se wo honom. Enti Great Kingdom Medical Center enema ye ni bi no. E wo e honom.
All right. But I say odo enti se me ba se me hu pa. Okay, mo services na fine.
Pepe. Fonso bia ni hu.
Okay.
Fonso bia ni Great Kingdom Medical Center ho. Bibi a opebia BBL. Coca-Cola shape. Eden na mo pe Great Kingdom Medical Hospital. Ye wo ho say ye be hwem ama mo ho atom. O hwehwe Great Kingdom Medical Hospital.
Yeah, my contact.
Great Kingdom Medical Hospital. E wo ekropon we kriapem. Enye esante ekropon. E wo people ne so pe ebri ofo people ne kakra pe no Great Kingdom Medical Center. E wo homo. O share Great Kingdom Medical Center. You were called right behind the new courts.
Okay.
Right behind the new courts. It's also the same building with Great Kingdom Real Estate.
Okay.
It's over hono ma share yan obehu yen. Ye chire kwan enye your kwan. Obetimi se afre yen 055 7734 565.
Okay.
The Sansu is Subium 055 7734 565. Pasho me bra e kasano ni re free bibi. Yai ma me no ma painful. Omonyem omukọ ejuma ene ade nso muntumi mba ANC clinic. Great Kingdom Medical Hospital aba ama obia. Ye free ANC consultation. Free ANC consultation. Saturdays, Sundays and Fridays.
Okay.
Into ukọ ejuma o se bia ukọ ejuma muntumi mba ANC clinic dabi. Great Kingdom aba ama open ejuma from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. Ye wo homo midwives e wo homo on be show ama bibia ayeboko.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's it.
Boss Adama,
yes,
mo e number ntwa to na ka
yes.
Enti se open ye number na.
Yeah.
0593.
Okay.
722 619.
Okay.
0593.
Okay.
722 619.
Okay.
And your 0530.
Okay.
848 502. 0530 848 502.
Okay.
Now, boss, who ma dear bako?
Yeah, quick one.
Who say your expatriate mobile Great Kingdom Medical Center be yejuma. Make expatriate abrofo free Canada. Ebi so free China. Aya omoba. Enti wo experience medical team wo ho no mo a omo free abrochire so ebe kan ye ho na omo be ye adwuma wo ho. Enti how ho say utu kwan akwa abrochire. Omo akasa ba ha e ba be hia wo. Enti bra ho no.
Matias here. Yeah, you better come on. But as a pioneer Great Kingdom Hospital and you know more AD and Komo Sesiano. I'll check out time now 55 minutes into 8 a.m. And I'm saying soon for Kojo Preko Dankwah and discussions about Beshisha. So Ora Ben Asare, member of the National Communication Team of the MPP at Tanasaso, and I hear Miaminia Bema Godwin Mahama Aya. Is it Ayabai, right? And one family or the Ayan in the bay, just one guy named Corporate Affairs Officer Tor, and officer government spokesperson of the NDC. So Atna say, I did AM common Eba Beshisha. So, but my main cancha will say, the Asante Achim Petiansa Traditional Council for say, main country, Yenina. Especially a Petiansa Development Planning Committee for say main country Petiansa for nyina ani Asante Achem for nyina say yen homecoming Easter homecoming no baso and after to fundraising no aye DAC ultra modern community center no baso pa eno no yen sorry na fe Petiansa for nyina mo won kan ni abrochi ane baby bia mo teme nkan bia no ebacho Development Planning Committee and a Petiansa Traditional Council for say Easter homecoming no baso the intention in term na yina yembre bi na chassis fiada 3rd of April. So 3rd of April no ye ko float papa na face so ye health walk na health walk so the sefata say so bia ekobinate tin ye mpom na ye hwe ye hu eyi pa eno nti no Friday the 3rd of April no ye float no ebekoso na face so health walk no agine mu pa na fe ne memenda no na ye ko cross country games ye be dia agro pa mane memenya ne be dia agro de obi bia back together ye we so na fe football gala competition no ye de atwaso ewo honomo na fe ne kwasiada no the 5th April 2026 no so no musical concert by sorry ni na wo Petiansa nyina no ye be share ne musical concert papa nyamesom de and into no musical concert fi churches ho de esafata says obia etumi ekobie and into ne be ye nyina na fe ne joada no the 6th of April 2026 no na ye di ginemu ankasa the grand derby na ankasa dwabo na ankasa na atenase na fe nyina yakwa chiechia colorful ye kente ene dia ka nyina no culture at its best ni nyina no grand derby no ebekire ama ni nyina no yetumi akoye wo honom saso na make sure say grand derby na be Petiansa Presby Park honom na ye beye no ye babudwa no wo ho pa na obibia aba honom kama na ye fe 10 a.m. na ya share ase on Monday the 6th of April 2026 no I don't know main country na fe no mo so a mo pesa mo boa na mo tie de ko ene de be nyina no mo mfre numbers we 0244 961 355 0244 961 355 and after so 0244 941766 0244 941766. Na also wetumi afre na wone eye Petiansa Development Planning Committee for no edi nkomo na so traditional council no el Petiansa no edi nkomo bibia pese hu so pese wo sponsor na pese wo di nkomo bi na wo hwe de ekoni de be nyina obetumi no mo edi nkomo akiola na sisia no we niti se obe sponsor eye dwumedie a eye Petiansa Development Planning Committee for the traditional council for edi asomu no akiola yada see ye pa akiola drive and na ode eye nitia be shame sisia de obe sponsor akiola meton ka che ye pa akiola so de ene ko school yi na akiola ya eno ntino ode no ho agimu ye nti asante achemfo monye ready na fe yenko eye Petiansa na yenko di sa dwumedie we na fe ne famwa na ye Easter homecoming na ye de see eye ye ultramodern community center no ebetumi abaso exactly a minute into 9 a.m. before bichamo bibia bokode nice madam ase say your friends no maba nearby bidi enkomo ne ahwede eko ene de benyina so enkomo no eye bakumienu miensa ssc edi hu enkomo one has to do with recruitment here ekosu when it comes to security services no enya ntie say eye honorable Mubarak oye interior minister edabetu dwa say there nema si kone de ss omo asabio omonsa anka na yentumi inform nyina no 5000 na omo nyina mba befa na say you share the economy, their numbers no ados to ye pa. But what comes to mind is that then it means that unemployment is huge. I mean, in this country we need to sort it out. And then other matters are if you move in and be the home. Some have said omo mwenya no except for say say the music so emo mo na fe kwampaso no ye de mo na fe mrepemu no so mbeso musan bia no motumi I will look at that. And then like I told you no Middle East tension na ekoso no ho sem bebe na so na say PP mu Thursday today being Thursday $100 per barrel and akwa produces here as against what was happening between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday there about 93 92 say asan shoot up be why because some of the Iranian missiles you know are hit some of the vessels in a year Juma over the Strait of Hormuz, you know, a mine them be brinano and said that how would Ghana take some of these things? And then the issues has to do with grassroots and then politics and when we come to power and yema SSA but I will start with the Godwin so that I can clear this issue of the NDC grassroots. I'm sure he has heard them talk about it, the communicators and all that. Their issues no mudi home come on his take on that. Then we'll shoot straight into the recruitment issues in now. Go then, Maminti on that one now. We just do quickly now. You may hit you on the oil matters in the Middle East and security. No.
Maminti Ghana phone now when I'm 80 Kessben both on radio
and on TV.
One of the best stations are.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe I may enjoy to come and sit and have a conversation with the people of Ghana.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm a boss, Mr. Edmond Combat, and the deputy Alhaji Mustafa Abubakar Batalema, and the sector minister, Honorable Dr. Abdullahi John Jinapo. Jumaswa Omo AD. Kojo, you see, these issues are expected. So with the partisan politics here, very well. Any news. You better say news be maybe ora politics mono. Any Obekaya in 2017, 2018. Supposed forces within the MPP get so angry. Someone on the party no about power. Omo the one year to trust them. Omo the one kokun. Omo the one the G ballot boxes and all so many things. Anameboa. Ano mo buy no party no adani ne chia den. Amawo. So I quite remember say omo appointed Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator. So Bekaya, Emma, is it either the Delta Force or Invisible Force Bako Ebo run the office Eko Chino if you hold a day ebaye. I am just giving this example now. Nkoye be say you refi suddenly. Then now your opponent being the MPP wants to now hit hard as if you abandon your grassroots And they want to push the government against the grassroots of the NDC. And that is why I needed to bring a classical example happened within their era. Even though we are not into invent the wheel. I mean, we are not into invent the wheel. Say, the grassroots we intend to do same. But I'm just reminding any MPP person be say who be this uncommon. Be very careful because you don't have that credibility to chastise the government because we saw what happened during your era. To young grassroots for at the dinner media, me the best one. There is a saying say obi die beba no pa obi die beba awia na obi die nso ayeden abanyumre. The here say at the end no odi ayeden aba. But because ye nyame na ye nim echena semunti no, we are just being moved by what we feel now. Nancy Ameka chiro obi say, me are very sure say former finance minister Amin Anta was so much interested to become a finance minister. Inti sanka olamenti bebre e make public utterances maybe an opportunity ni beto ho in the last year of MPP no anka yamfa mano. But Otimi handle issue ni very well no. He later became a finance minister. You get my point? So I said last year Mampeni ka say this first quarter obeye reshuffle no. Imagine say me nanka me pe baby na menya na meninam ekasa. Today if they want to do a reshuffle no be recommend me e ma o meka say na nya abrantie no na onya abotre na in less than even a year okasa sa no then we bounce opportunity and kanyankopon achichiri ama wo no na yasani mu afei na abo. You get the point? What I'm trying to say is that omunka omakuma ento omoyem. We understand their plight. The issue is that so we workforce audits in Ghana. We realize say Ghana for mebu no omu wa bonten and the number ye churning out every day from our institutions. SS, Poly, Training College, Nursing College, specialized institutions, and in traditional university, you know, it far outweighs the work availability if you put up a labor audit. Into no, as I say, ye kono enkakra. Empenifo say, Preko, so 50 Preko policy moja eneba.
Okay.
And as a government, I say we want to be prudent and manage the country very well. No? We should not be the same government. I be 50 Preko policy. Then yet, what will be the justification? Because NSS obia gum, which the government wants, if the government wants to do today, obetimi aye. But the cash to pay, the effect on the economy. Later, after 3 months, nipa no catch us oh, ufa me kra, mwentia me kakra me pe, me sorry anopa, metima kra se mi ko ejuma aba no. Just after 3 to 4 months, that same person will be on the street demonstrating against the very government. Say, my ejuma, that is why imribiano. You have financial clearance. What that financial clearance mean is say, a buying budget no, you trust sika bi atowa, ye de fa nipa dudu say. Aye nim se sika ne da ho, ye mfa na ye beka se ye niska ye be den, ye betua. Then question an expert baby san say, what thinking went into before you employ the people?
Sure.
So we cannot be doing an afterthought justification of idea. Aye clear says we answer na why engage and crofo.
Okay.
You get my point?
Okay.
Then my last point could you also on the fact that meaning say idea ba kwa mo mubuefu no say people claim say omo fra appointees some don't pick. And your money na emfa. But some don't pick. I have said this on other stations say me one particular person me engage you even including on Facebook, which any obi oye IT specialist ever catch say it is not good as a public officer to even engage people on Facebook. I don't mean say what comment or post, but only no chatty as said it is not advisable. So, because a exposed, a volatile. Because these days you go for creating pages, and the only way I'll bet me there is only two when I say me I don't engage people on Facebook. So if you see anybody engaging you in my name, me. But me, I have gone to the extent say I engage people even on TikTok. The anti-America sign in say enyo biana ever into that shoes ofra onfa. Sometimes enye party nisu eye ankura no nisu. Nti yenti mi mfa nipa baako mienu esu bi embe bata aban ni na say ye fra obia onfa. Uye ne say you may not be fair to yenso a nkrofo frɛ ya den ye fa no. Anopa we me ba obi frɛ me from Kaswa. Also your branch I stand to be either chairman or secretary. No say ne ho emfa no. Ntanka me mboa no. Then I told him say me ni problem kakra me wo bi akwampo no me yi dia ma. But say you say encourage say obi abefa phone na wa frɛ me NDC ni how will you even authenticate say nipa no truly or NDC ni minka say me boa NDC for nko a but say all the NDC din na eba dia na say me timi verify say all den o NDC ni timi bisa no say onim ni communication officer which is Delali so opo or say an bisa say onim ni chairman on obo di na me say there mesra wo say frɛ won na ka kire won say wa frɛ me and I miss mini problem but I just want to verify your identity and I am willing to be of support to you. Inti frɛ won na ka kire won say won frɛ me. Okay. The me baba me ram way ya no frɛ me say wa frɛ chairman no on fire me so don't worry chairman dey minim no. Oba return o call. Or return o call. Just relay that information to him and he will call me and I will be there for you. And I mean a lot of appointees they are in my shoes. Like they exhibit the same character. Okay. You get the point. Okay. It say if I know on the right path and not just a sana ubia. Okay. You see, yenti mean ye yensuno and tungu and konko fa MPP and suno and say mu. And the fact is that I see any techrema cry. The fact is that obibie niwa oye far from you and a be hetel. Yeah. And your ben. Okay. But let us exhibit that acceptability and maturity. Okay. Say ebi die beba no pa. Ebi die beba. Ewia. Ye be sere omuni na. Ejuma no so. So you far to your so say e be there. Ye be ye. So we cannot be complaining. Okay. We just have to continuously speak with them say omunya abotre because yeah, quick one. Government is not employing. Government is not employing. I haven't been given the clearance to mention institutions. There has been massive employment for the past 1 year. Okay, you get the point. But say endu so ya doesn't mean say government is not employing. Okay, government is employing. Okay, but yenya reshemu say ebi die beba no pa. Ebi die be ria na ebi die nso ai there. All right. Abeni
Mate, Ben, a few things we to talk about this one. If we shift straight into the security recruitment issues.
So na menchi awsonko. Menchi etifo ne ahwefo mpempem a omo agebre na omutie anopai wo both radio and TV. Menchi aminu anso. I think say Michelle na the last time I'm meeting was UTV. Share biom. Ntino onya an appointment kura o mama sonte. Say o didi onkai onua. Ntino Mr. Wo nsem na o keka no. Obi be ka say na who cause am? Because your party promised Ghanaians with hope. Say unemployment will be a thing of the past. Say nyame ya dom na se monsa ka tumi na NDC ni bia benya dwum omo anka say NDC ni kro om say Ghana ni babunu bia waye na dwen say opadwuma ye bia no obenya dwuma ye. And the idea was say Yewura John Dramani Mahama said 24-hour economy
is going to solve that problem because 3 shifts, 3 people, 8 hours per every shift. Into no ebasa na existing worker wo ho no ye di nipa mienu e ba be ka ho. Into Ghana youth including NDC youth enya mumu gidie no omo kosan light to abade ma mo. Because of o promise a wo de ma wo mo no e na ma wo mo anya hopes no say by now ya ye ka say esese ko mo nso ye dey e ya adwuma. Me wa ye ka say ye wura John Dramani Mahama e ko gina parliament say ya yetimi afa nipa 1 million people NDC for no nka ho ana. And it turns out to be false. So says asem no cry you rakokan na nya no cry because formal sector and statistical service e be disprove near you John Dramani Mahama kan and say it was 33,000 or something 330,000 formal sector employment e course. Entino mo na mo promise wo mo hope. You have to create a enable environment for your people to also have chance to work. It's not about you giving your personal money to party people. Say, yes, 1 or 2 times be an reasons obey, but that shouldn't be the norm. Say party person pe bibia this will throw now who do sika man. No, when you create an enable environment for them, they can also do their own thing. Me no can say, and this in here me constituency. Why barbering shop? Say see me no can say light in you. How are you expecting that NDC person to survive? Because light no the year man. Say what the sumu on top of it, electricity boy den. Or 200 Ghana cedis now we use only 2 weeks, and now 200 Ghana cedis now we use only 5 days. How do you expect this NDC person to survive? It's not about say you bottom ska and the asobu no. It's about say hope so the man almost say Momo creating a noble environment and electricity. You've end up by increasing electricity by 28%. How do you expect NDC ni babana or or the survival? How do you expect him to survive? Because electricity no time not 200 Ghana cedis no using 2 weeks no. It's 200 Ghana cedis or using 5 days. So it's not about NDC for Ghana for one say complaining system no why thing. System no more dear Magana for intimate coma. And you know the hopes that you people gave us. I'm young who says you naturally say a yada and tron a mudi tray. Miniati a buy the communicators in baby the they are complaining a shower my yenu and send you on more near didn't come my intimate kawa. But it's true. A buy biaba power. This and yama cost we are minuit. Who walk off was some more by NDC for a new unya. I feel now Obama countless of evidence say MPP so bad bemuno san and net here. Deal you with your issue. When I say who are bem and fair MPP mem because you near bem. Whatever never happened during our time no. Yakwa transfer 1 hour until amendments insinuated what the against us because it was of no use. Say your opposition. And so, even though no could win him near course or time, you still went ahead and promised them hope with jobs. And then wouldn't him say about Bemwa, and you will be an tentem no obey you. But that is the hope you gave to your people. And then one who say, 419 Namudada or you should find ways and means to deal with your people and no more complain. Say, more confirm one quiet do mama party number. Money celebrity phone as they say, I enjoy. And this is for you. So will be a no TV so or no kasa on coffee munkoye campaign and NDC news or no moment enjoy. Senior na work enjoy. And NDC funny complaining. Find ways and means to deal with that. Okay. Don't compare MPP era and your era because MPP people we are not complaining some yeska and as some yeduma because you know we knew say adiamu ye biano a fiasco and not the yeduma. And to deal with your people and leave MPP out of it because here to opposition you're doing the hot is your shoes. Wait, now we're quite out of all right, Ben, Ben Asari, and the attending kind of member of the National Communication Team, the attending kind of in Twaso.
Okay, so quick one, my main ended with Anita de Sosu and Sema Okaye to wrap up with this particular one of recruitment issues, which is also another big issue that we really need to deal with. So Anita de Sosu can simbi FR the happenings of the grassroots and the Konina. Mumienshe away Kessben TV and obviously 92.9 FM.
Yani abre.
Okay.
NMPP for so abre wo mudi. Mpacho muntie mi yi NMPP for so abre wo mudi. But ye person next elections anase ye party need to me gina. E was yensu ye bibi a yensu ye party for no mani be ye den ebeji.
Okay.
But ye anya ne sane assume say ye de so abofo. Enti bibi ani say MPP kone de MPP fo akọ. Na NDC fuosu no mu yesi me fi say nyama me de me ebe example me kan me so hwe.
Okay.
Ya de makoto National Population Council. Ya de me koto ho no mu no be me na. Enye nyame a nka me free kama free sa group ni mu but nyankopon ne party ni nti. Minimo bia wo ho. Enti no edru some committee sana eno sana mtozu na me hwe wo mu mini baby akosesa wo mu free maka mini baby akofree wo mu free at least minimum ena minimum ene ye be hu sania ye be bon komani hu sania ye be soso ne emamu amana ye den amana ye yi. Just imagine the committee bi na me ye late me ntumi enu ho no akire free me anko 500 Ghana wa wo hwa Anita de so 500 Ghana ne de we pay gumechi 500 Ghana. Edema mi anam de mam driver so okoye kofi omo nkoche na omo. Ye nya de esa. Omo aye mini omo wo ko mini mo bia. Enti ekofo omo hefa. Na National Population Council ye yi wo omo mu na ye ye to ho na me kwa na mto din na me hwe ho. Enti agwa say ye party na ye ya de a ye nya ni yie. Ye hwehwe ni mu dodo. Enye chobo nkwa na win elections. This far from that. Enye chobo hey enye no nkwa na enye chobo nkwa na win elections abi o. This far from that. Enye chobo hey enye no nkwa na de win elections. Ente bia wutimi tie mu kese chobo ya. Who say there are more to that chobo before you can win elections. Timedema samu baby the American NDC for community and say especially women ye adwuma with various institutions. More expectations from government appointees is too much.
Okay, so discussion continues on this particular matter. Osha Anita de Sosu Sema Okaye and I face so yemami onana grassroots for Nedjano crowd more. With the way we see Ekasa and Yechubu and Yede Eba Bemo and all that. Clearly, it has created impressions. Say, Omo, you don't make a campaign, politicians, any Omo, you don't with the AI buying. That is what is really happening. And sadly, we must stop and then we'll move on from there. What am I man champion now for Yen Shase Indian Common when it comes to the internal recruitment here and caucus. Interim Minister Babe Kasa Acheche a choir numbers figures and I feel so more to me informal and all that. I mean to you on this one, Nafi Yentuaso.
Okay, so me the same time here's some some little education.
Okay.
Because you see yeni na ye kokumase. But obia ne kwan a opeso fa so ye den.
Eko.
Ana meboa.
No correct.
Okay. So NDC promised 24-hour economy. No two ways about it. Would you mean? Maybe Anke MPP for they will not think of legislating that policy. They will just go ahead and do it. Kojo obia on pese obeya de no. Will he legislate for it to become law? No, me say kagu making him. Kagu making NC. Inti say o ya MPP ni na ya kan go team say kan even though ye but kan say ye nya. It's surprising because me no ka say parliament amo MPP 40 hobby. A pass 24-hour economy bill ala mboa. Ama mampeni a senti to reta mana be dade emra. And that is the first step. Yes or no?
Yeah.
already medical atena ha ka kire say Kojo, even before the bill will come, some offices of DVLA run 24-hour services anameboa.
Yeah.
Ghana Publishing Company run 24-hour anameboa.
Yeah.
Passport office run 24-hour anameboa.
Yeah.
Makachiro say Gapoha run 24-hour anameboa.
Yes.
Due to Gapoha 24-hour and ama ADB the Gapoha branch and so started here 24-hour banking.
Yeah.
I have told you all this. But you know people free and Kofubia. They cease to learn. Notes na yedi ama wono. Even 10 years from enne, the same notes no more ready. But maybe because I want to do some education. Na Ghana fu un say. Dia yen ne say. Ye pese be ye mra. Kojo me aware say 2 or 3 days ago. O kind news item 24-hour secretariat. Sign some power purchase agreement, some power agreement of 200 something megawatt for the 24-hour economy with either China or India, one of the countries. When you go online, you will see it. Because you check for me to authenticate what I'm saying. Okay. So the thing is on. The second point, meaning I say 1 million job at the NDC form can one. Gojo 1 million job me tia make home. Make my bonko for omokan. Once I make some catch say I have not been authorized to mention institutions are Yafan for. But Yafan for. What yana mekan you? But note ni man so make say Yemfan for ye 1 million NDC form can say mekan e crampo no si no makan kwata senti no tell my no no bekan efim. Man kan kwasa. But no the mekan say because mekan ya what ha no. Aya say the mekan e crampo no kwasa sem na mekan he. You still want to stick to your note. Mimi if you talk, make the nipa ya for water. I am telling you, not less than 100. I am telling you this. Yafa MPA Yafa Nkrofo, Ministry of Minerals Commission Yafa Nkrofo, EPA Yafa Nkrofo. So let them revise their note because Yafa Nkrofo and Labor Ministry can attest to that. Ghana Statistical Service can attest to that. Me know say from Ghana statistical data, unemployment in 2024 stood at 14.3%. The latest statistical data actually says unemployment reduced to 13.7%. Into yemfa nipa, esi then reduce. Okay. But Makachira will say, Kojo, let me tell I just did some search right now. As at 2023, not total labor force in the government agencies, 688,000. Inti, unsa me dikaka just say, so we labor audits. Kura oberalize say, vacancies are one umponu. It is even less nipa ye churning out from our universities. Didn't I say that?
Yeah, you did.
And until I'm call statistics way 688,000. Say yegusu rolly 24-hour economy no. Even say all government agencies. Yemfa say all government agencies crampo run it 3 shifter. So multiply 688 by 3. That means 3 shifter. We are getting 2.06 million labor force in the government agencies. It is even still less than nipa churning out from our universities. Together with one omugusu tifia omunye jumanye. So I'm saying this to let you understand say yankase obi biye owo Ghana benye jumaye. That wasn't the narrative. The narrative is that the 24-hour economy eba to come and give the youth jobs. What it means is that we are qualified to get a job, you get a job. Kessben 92. This should even tell you say enne ye to abama alaji ba omiampoa. The statistic doesn't even support say obetimi afa that over 5 million unemployed youth omugu abonten. The worst case scenario say ye running 3 shift impoa. The least we can pick or the highest we can pick is around 2.something million. So they equally don't have alternative. This is just statistics. I've just shown it to you. And this is how we should be communicating. Speaking to fact and figures. speaking to reality, not to just throw dust into the eyes of the people. And this is what I do always. Me I didn't Yamaka say nye. Yamaka say yeah. And I'm a boy. And this is the reality. The 1 million jobs, and that we statistics. I can say, yeah, me statistics from the Ghana Statistical Service. I indicated say John Mahama spoke to the fact. Say in less than 1 year, you found 1 million youth. I showed you here. I think last week or last 2 weeks. I showed you the data. And I'm a boy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You see, politics should not take away our intellectual ability. Me, that is one guiding principle I made in them.
Okay.
You get me? Okay. On the recruitment.
Yes,
see,
just 2-3 minutes.
It's rather unfortunate. And I'm tying it with the fact, say, Kojo, we should nipa dodo a omo pe security services akom. Fire service, police, immigration, custom, armed forces, prisons. As I said, they are more than the available job. They are more than the available jobs are a war. Into obviously, ebi benya, ebi enya. There is no single year since 1992. Bambia ebie recruitment process. Nipa omoto forms no. Omuni na yafa wonder. It has never happened. Every biano we shortlist. Anameboa. Every bia shortlist. Because before obefa and I'll be for recruitment, you will seek for financial clearance from the Ministry of Finance. Now Ministry of Finance ever share yen books mu. I hear you bet me afford it. Now that ministry that clearance. Into my ministry 1 million clearance. I actually say ministry bet me for 1 million. Obviously, you floaty shares when it comes to companies. It's like who company floating of shares. Who call recruitment who open recruitment and a portal now go for quarter forms. And immediately you more than clearance na finance minister Ediama. So it is not a new thing. But the issue is that many of our supporters, let me be careful the words I use. Many of your supporters felt like because you are buying a banner, automatically, auto forms are as I say, but it will always not work like that because Kojoke, we NDC ni na utiemia. NDC mebunu pe. Kojo si ye fa. NDC mebunu po pe into the security services. Ye do so kra mpo sin available space Nti say minister kra ka say or rely say all constituencies yan compile a list of NDC youth or security services akwa na yan fa won it will still outweigh the availability of space at the services. And the time will be beyond the shemua. Later, ebe turning about the hunting because when we are not able to pay, the same opponent will come and tell you you knew the availability of resource and you still took more than that. And the security services so the tension yako hope and the national security threat in eneba. So you need to be very careful. So that should just tell us send this for pempo ne person far. Definitely because it must meet the clearance minister Ediamano. We will plead with them. Say that in my first submission he said ebi die beba no pa ebi die beba ria ebi die beba na. It is just unfortunate.
Okay.
Once we are calling for a refund of forms na omo toye no. For me, I don't have a position on that. But the Americans say a ongoing proposal and debate. The minister of Interior, Minister of Finance, Chief of Staff, and the President himself, I'm sure they are scanning the sentiment of the Ghanaians and the proposals that are coming. As a listening government, you know, so I'm away all the sides and they see it prudent and appropriate to refund. Why not?
Okay.
They will do so.
Okay.
But may all NDC members say we shouldn't be the same people hurting and hunting ourselves.
All right.
Because Kufoka Asembi or say it is better to be a slave or to be a laborer in power than to be a chairman in opposition.
Yeah.
Because for example, to me, the issues were lingered during the MPP era. And I mean, it happened during MPP era. But because now by what power, no, did you see them taking him on? He was still very powerful. Because now by what power? And they went to me and I go to me TV so say a show gold. Said John Mahama ye wine upon the chairmanship from the Ashanti region. No, today own to me is no more own to me that we used to know.
Okay.
So opposition is something we should not be thinking about. And for that matter, every step BOB person take it beyond. As an NDC person, you ask yourself questions upon questions whether a beboa Amaya continue to be in power. And now said the Yembeko opposition. If it will take us back to opposition, I beg of you. Let us rethink about it.
All right. Gordon, any attending canon? I mean, can we not feel mounty? Exactly what a year Mutaka Ekaya, the interior minister, so Kojo told the MPP guy to stop propaganda. Yes, NDC promised jobs for Ghanaians, but he can't do 1 year and 3 months. And MPP talk as if they did something for their own. This one could be Asin Praso and then they thereby. And this one is from Kwablanvi Bengazi. Say we are happy to hear good news from President John Dramani Mahama that Ghana have enough oil or fuel stock that can keep Ghana some time till the Middle East war is over. We are not going to be hit like the way COVID hit MPP, and they couldn't do anything. President Mahama is a savior who came to save Ghana from hardship. Greetings to Dr. Kweku and Nana Nketia. And this one says, okay, please can I get Benedictus number? Okay, or the two join to the Wonsa Aka, the opposite Wonsa. But yeah, share Mutaka Mubarak, the Interior Minister, comment or probably the explanation to the recruitment of youth or probably security mono. Yentieno Nafi Yamrasisia.
We had 130,000 young people wanting to join the service. As you know, we are under an IMF program, and knowing also the economic challenges that we inherited, and being the first recruitment that we'll be doing, the economy can only bring in 2,500 more police officers. 2,500. I mean, other ranks, and then 500 cadets. So when you put that, that's just about 3,000. Meanwhile, we have 130,000 that are opting to join the police. With the Ghana Immigration Service, by the time we close the portal, to our utmost shock, there were more applicants to the Ghana Immigration Service than even the Ghana Police. The total of over 180,000 young men wanted to join the Ghana Immigration Service. But the interesting thing is that today, the Ghana Immigration Service, the strength from the Comptroller General to the last officer at immigration stands as 18,300, less than 20,000. Yet you have 180,000 opting to join. And unfortunately, because of the space, the fiscal space, we could only have a space for 1,000. We could have space for only 1,000. When you come to Ghana Fire Service, by the time the portal closed, there were 124,000 applicants. 124,000 applicants for Ghana National Fire Service. Meanwhile, the current National Fire Service, from the chief fire officer to the last officer, they are just about 17,000 plus. Yet you have 124,000 wanting to join the Ghana National Fire Service. The Ghana Prison Service, when the portal closed, there were 71,000 applicants. The Ghana Prison Service, as we speak today, their strength is just a little over 14,000. So just suppose their strength now.
Okay, interior minister, and you're turning Cassisian Ben. I mean, too, on the.
I mean, kind of, when I make a Kojo, sorry, the 24-hour secretariat signing.
Yes.
I just have it. Let me just
okay,
read.
quick one.
Let me just read it so that it will just buttress my point. So that is dated 10th March 2026.
Okay.
This is BNFT, Business and Financial Times. The TFSM 24-hour economy secretariat signs MOU with ATRA Energy for cheaper power, jobs, rail rapid transport. The 24-hour authority has signed a memorandum of understanding with ATRA Energy, an Indian renewable energy company, to provide affordable, sustainable industrial power along the Volta economic corridors and develop agro-ecological park in the country. The deal was signed in Accra on Friday, March 5, 2026. The framework outlines several projects. These are the several projects spanning solar power generation, oil palm plantation, agro processing, and personal rapid transport system from Oyarifa to the Central Business District of Accra, in collaboration with the Ghana Railway Authority, to reduce reliance on private vehicle and cut travel time. So, this is what I was just referring to.
Okay.
Just to show that the 24-hour economy is taking shape steadily.
Okay, nice one. Ben, yes, sir.
I think that Minuano or Kasa are very careful the way you use some words, because data now or pekeno, and you news no pekeno, and you news no what retro or the airto.
Oh no, I read and
write. No, say as saying
no, or say you better not have no, you my nose. I see you may come once. So we don't even have head. Say everybody better. Hold on, one please. You don't need to say me or head and I mean head to tell him say to just say your mouth knows no better na ha na walk into the amount and no one else.
It is different from
what is that?
It's different from reality.
Do you think you are communicating? Because you are giving figures out there, do you think your figures that you are giving is accurate or inaccurate? You yourself. Hold on. Oh, Charlie, keep quiet. I was here when you. No, I was here when you were talking. Just keep quiet.
You dispute when it's not accurate.
I don't want to dispute your figure. Just keep quiet and let me talk. I want to say what I want to say. It's not about disputing your figure.
No,
well, there is nothing that you dispute. There is nothing that you put out there. I say me dispute. So please don't.
Okay, to the main too.
No, it or Kasa, on you very careful. Through your nose now, Kasa. It's very careful the way you communicate. You cannot disrespect your fellow part on the show. SRM1. You see, Kojo, 24-hour economy. Why not they buy? And you're in DC. Omodi 24-hour economy by Pacho Nukromwa, Omwan Chretrim. 24-hour economy. Is it about say Obi running institution 24 hours? And now say 24-hour economy, Omo Chretrim say a 3 shifts. Explanation by no de my opposition. Abra no omo ka 24 hours no. NPP then e catch will say even some of the institutions no crowd running 24-hour economy. You can police, you can some hospitals, you can private companies now. Almost running 24 hours. Almost in your son, almost person, almost now 24 hours, and they say, well, any pamiensa, every year, do my back, and see what you my say a government that employ a bra 24-hour economy ne maena. Almost 24-hour economy neighbor. Any pamienu, baba the count, I will be a baba yeduma 8 hours. Me patonya sa no mo kai. Omo be no mo dia ba na o mi phone so makai ni 13 times. There is no 3 shifts in the bill. And so my yet say 24 hours in the sense and Ghana you to tears and say any pa me nu ba be kan duma e wo down. Into one kasa we the calculation say 680,000 government workers no. So what the 24-hour economy ne ba pragmatically no mienu ba be kan ye wo ho no dada ho sana you to not tears say 24-hour economy 133 no sana o mo tears ye and now what any you think after na wo be kire 24-hour economy ne mo aye bill me pa cho all kasa no say na bill no man so say DVL o mo run 24 hour na bill no we hefa
So where from ya bill into the authority say 24 hour no air because ya call parliament ya call enacted bill. What is this? Meanwhile, one kasa no say munye bill no kra na 24 hour na yeduma. It's ya denti na one ma 3 shifts na anya duma. Ansa na wo call parliament akole sa bill na wo kan wasem. So what this civil Ghana for? What chantro ama Ghana for enya omugidie ato abama unya akwanya no baba emu dia wo sesa wano e kire Ghana for sebe omunim nyansa nsam akan no mo ante mo launch youth program Cape Coast President Mahama Nanumton. I have the video here. Was say unemployment will be a thing of the past and the magic a 24-hour economy 133 aduma ba kunipa miensa na beye. If not able to do this, and you are here shouting, say, yeah, can see a bema 24 hours, ni ayebi. So, why you be no nekosi say? Is that what you promised Ghanaians? 24-hour economy, no? Okay, no, now you're
but they are still in government, so
no, we don't have problem. So the sensible way for you to put up a communication out there and say, we have 4 years. We are still in government. So 24-hour economy no, is still in process. Don't come and tell us say 24 hours you call parliament. You call jibe. Meanwhile, in your own submission, what's it 24 hours no class starting and say na mo call parliament. Akwa sikip akwa natibe na di amaye. So where lies your argument? Until 24-hour economy no, hu ye. Ghana for hu ye. Se wo se wo ye 24-hour economy na ma ye hu because Stamija mfitira UTV me wo video wa hanum se dwuma na procurement officer na ye no sa ban na afa na dwuma mu a sa procurement officer no obeye dwuma 8 hours ye benya another procurement officers mienu aba be kan ho enti Ghana should unemployment for no more university ni and they should be rest assured say John Dramani Mahama the game changer no 24-hour economy obi a wotimi enya hotoso etimi ye dwuma bia o ye YouTube bia benya dwuma ye Ghana fo nya mu gidi akoto aba asanlai ensuo mu awiem ato aba ma wa nya power and na fe na obetro mu say 24-hour economy no enye sa na wo pakire and wo ba beble mu ye nya ye wo opposition 24 hours say ye wura mama Mahamadu Bawumia alternative ben whatever unemployment ye na promise 24-hour economy. Yes, slogan as MPPN say we always create an your friends say a liberal environment for every Ghanaian to do his or her own thing. I be man in Sakoda no.
Meba. I mean clear we feel sisi na fe yen to so. Happy birthday to Abraham Ofedodo. G proud to you. 64 group chairman. Happy birthday to you. Abraham Ofedodo. G proud to you. 64 group chairman. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Linda Yeboah and Ness. Our Lady of Grace Hospital, Brema Isikuman, our Central Region. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Adiza too. Kabura of a Bibianiha MAJHS, our Doma Hinkro. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Mr. Philip Kwabena Kwate. Wafa Kwate, they call you. This one is from Johnson Owusu Ediomi of a Opimso Radio. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Madame Emilia Mwakwa. This one is from your daughter. Or your daughters, Priscilla and then Anne. Happy birthday to you, Madam Emilia. And then a happy birthday to Mr. Dixon of Virginia, US of A. Happy birthday to you. And then there is a 1 week observance for Mrs. Agnes Kwabi, Auntie Agi, retired nurse, Bekoso. That was, I'm saying, not a course, okay, not a course within 26 years, and a course one of mine by Patasia, and a course we wish all the family condolence and all. And I feel so, yes, and the mother-in-law, Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempa. Resident Pastor, Power Chapel, Kumase, era say. 47 minutes into a 9 a.m. Media there, man, Samson for Kojo Preko Dankwah, Kessben 92.9 FM, official Kessben TV on DSTV channel 364, and then on Go TV, channel 121. Pacho, toss my music.
Kojo,
say me try no so me doom fire now.
So me nua ntia say omo create omo mess.
Okay.
When it comes to 24-hour economy, omo ankasa nhwe kwa ya omo be fa so a omo be solve because program no ye program bi a omo anwe hu yie ansa na omo dey ba because omo hu say catch the eyes of Ghanaians into na mum because obekaya abra omo de 24-hour economy na ba no kra no
it's like you don't believe say three shifts na be koso ana
ke be koso akakoso ke be koso
akakoso afi no omo
we are 2026
aye act
fa wo de fa che wo mo kra say 2025 no fa che wo mo but I'm telling you say you have the bill e wo ho read the bill no na say shift 133 shift bi wo mu ana. It doesn't even talk up and can be and fast shift home.
But do you want to find it there? And now you want to
no, yes, and young men are me person me who no more. And young men and I'm a person me who no more. Sana will catch a gun and you know. Sana will catch a youth no. Say 133 shift no. A dume wo ho no mo dada no. Ye baba be fa bi aka ho. Aye di me enu be ka ne wo no. Enti ka 1 million ya kwadwo yeah, president. That's what they are paying. Second, 1 million. I say 3 million. Because the same job, no. What they are about 1 million. Can you get 3 million? And yes, I understand it. Say now, no. Also, ready people as on one side, MOU with other institutions. On mobile running 24-hour economy. On benya electricity incentives in the end. Is that what they told us? To the extent, say. Even 24-hour economy no. Omo expect near where coordinator for 24-hour economy na Guzitano.
Yeah.
Rena some what the two that we GH friend say GH1.
Okay.
Or say 24-hour economy journey will be so difficult one. Guzitano. As someone can know, government will need more than $10 billion before we me execute this 24-hour economy. Coordinator. That is Guzitano on the coordinator for 24-hour economy. So, omo anwia de no ye abra no omo opposition. No omo nim say ye ka bibia tumam ye de wini power. And na Ghana for just 24-hour economy. Me kira wo say me nuanu mienu a kwadwo omo ye MPP for. Na ye time. Omo wie school for 3 years no omo nya adwuma nye. 3 good years o. Omo wie university no omo nya adwuma ye. Because of 24-hour economy. Omo kokoye campaign the NDC. Because they want to get job. So I'm understanding about 24-hour economy. Say eduma na yafa womo no. Nurse for na yafa womo eduma na aban na afa womo no. Sa womo hours na ye de eduma ne ye de bi ba be ka ho. Enti say na nipa ne bebre e be ba be nya eduma ye. That was the understanding.
Okay.
Enti say want me anye. Na se yaba mu na se wan kasa wo party for e complain say womo nya eduma nye. Can you know say Ghana for kura na enya adwuma nya no problem.
Okay.
24-hour economy no.
Right.
Ma yenhu ne wo kan no opposition no. Ma yenhu se no na wo ye wabam. Na Ghana for nya mugidie. Na nya ne wo keka and 24-hour economy. E bo abira kura enya the same.
All right. Go then. Mamintio. Na fe yanko.
You see, the fact said Gusitano Aka said it is a difficult one. Doesn't mean he has said it cannot be done. That is two different things. You see, sometimes ube tu anamon bia, you admit anamon we there. It's a great tax. Anameboa. Yet you go and finish the tax. Inti man and kind heading. I don't want to say something for him to feel I am undermining him.
Oh, you can say it.
But the fact say Wakacho say it's a difficult one does not mean so Wakacho say it cannot be done. Because he added the amount are buying here to be able to roll it out. And it is a huge sum of money, no two ways about it. So, Mestre say, the fact so can say difficult in Chile, what can say it won't be done. That is one. Two, or say, Makase, ne be yet 24-hour economy dada, and sana be labor. It is not always that we enact bail to start something. Sometimes you enact bill to regulate an existing activities. Anameboa.
Yeah.
So the fact say ebi ahya ase dada no enkyere say yentimi mpasse bill anameboa because sometimes what trans na ohwe neme bi ekoso a parliament mi ka say say ye enact a bill to regulate an existing activity. You get my point? So that issue it is neither here nor there. Whether a bill shall say and sana bill ni bow, whether bill ni buy you and sana a bill shall you, it is just to regulate the activities. Anameboa. Yeah. Intiman in taking on this was their trivial issues. Trivial issues. This is law. This is common sense. He needs to know that mrabia na ye passe e de sha de fofrase ye passe mra e bi di regulate ade e koso dada anameboa 3 osi ohun 3 shift woso kojo sometimes enye bibia ye de ya no kan ene ye passe bill a ebe mu. Listen to me very carefully and my cite example now emra ye de private member bill ebe ko parliament on LGBT on LGBT. We all thought say anka obeba no ya chiro bill to bar LGBT activity anameboa. Nso nim say yem friend is do you know the name? The name is Promotion of Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Value Bill. Into the fact say one ko hu LGBT women say yakasi the anti-LGBT bill banti enimuntinu, it is not going to serve that purpose. Me can we am what you say you don't need to find in the bill 333 and that's a 111 to mean that the bill is not going to regulate an activity which will let
no, it's not an act.
Yes, it doesn't mean say the act is not going to regulate some activity ebema companies are running 3 shift. Eye bila eye mra eba be guide said dia Ghana adwumayefo ne both government and private bedi omunyuma afa said dia be boama omunyuma eden atre said dia adwuma ne tre a no metima afa workforce daddy bebre anameboa. Is that not the case? Yeah. That is the case. So let him understand that you don't need to find that 111 or 333 before it will mean say enti mean say the 24-hour economy you can wasem no. That is not the case. I speak to educate. Say do be bia beti ase even though I'm a politician, but my credibility is very important to me. Kojo, my last point, I say emra ye ka 24-hour economy no mo ka kire yen say institutions eye dada. Institutions be eye dada. Kojo, hwe before God and man, did we say all institutions are going to run 24 hours? Kojo, did we say that? Did we say that? Kojo Kasagu Mike name. Did we say that?
Dabi.
The ayeka say institutions are excessive and as some running 24-hour economy ebe ye yiye no on be running. Eba private ye the incentives beba to motivate the private sector to enroll alameboa onto the 24-hour economy thing. Anameboa. Kojo, maybe suggest a simple question. Before MPP bear Eddie planting for food and jobs bebana. Na yema menum no mundo dada. Kojo no mundo. Na yem papa no omo endo dada. But he praised it as a policy. So the government only came with planting for food. Do you know what they came to do? To intensify. To intensify. Said ya ye nananom ye dada no. Abiding sise bi be ye den. Ebegu no ma yama na ye den akonanim. So even though some may be running 24-hour economy dada no, now governmental policy is coming to regulate it, guide it, so that you bet matre more and more and more. So the fact say ebi ye dada ne nkyere say a government cannot put a policy to it. Government cannot put a legislation to it. Because our uncles, fathers and grandfathers, only God knows when they started farming in this country. Yeah. Yet, MPP promised say planting for food and jobs. And also, I am not here to downgrade it because I understand policy. Say sometimes if you bet me a BB, but because they are not regulated, they are not guided. No, about the policy guideline to come and guide it. Yes or no? So it is neither here nor there.
Okay.
My short issue is that Kojo, you see, Ghana phone now must be rest assured say whatever promise BI Maya could do include 24-hour economy. No, did we say we were going to do it in our first year, second year, third year, or fourth year? Did we say that? What we said was that under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Oba implemented 24-hour economy. Yeah. We didn't give timelines to it. But what we know is that there is a particular timeline, and they all count, one count, and which is the 4 years. It is NDC fear bemun, then Yamin Pengu. Now say you intimate run 24-hour economy. Now you better now hana o chastising. I will agree with you because the timeline is 4 years. Yeah. And I'm why it's 4 years. So it will be 2 ways. But I make say. You see, in Nama Yanri no, you find Sinjading, ente. It is like a young say, you be implemented 24-hour economy. Anka Yanko share even bill no, I see in the first place. Okay. In the second place, Anka, some governmental institutions will not even begin to be running the 24-hour economy. Okay. So this is just a testament, say, even though Obia was said the offers for Yanin Yemano. All right. And this, but we want to first legislate that 24-hour economy,
which we've done,
put an authority to rate, which we have done. So they are now there as authority to now see to rate that if the policy is being enrolled throughout all facets of the economy. Said the OBS or new Juma Yebiano or how I say impacted the economy. No, impact. So for me, this is not an issue.
Just 2 minutes. Yeah, we about 10. Yeah. About 10. Just 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes.
But Israel issue the Anka was on the oil. Oil is very important.
But 2 minutes now. 2 minutes. What are you
2 minutes. Matthias about 2 minutes. God, Matthias.
I know, right?
God, Matthias.
Act no be na aba na nikwa say 133 no but na minim say obeka bibia na 133 no eyepe entre say 133 no will be expert in the stop it oh you need 2 months stop oh you kakra no stop it stop it
because the way you are educating is unfair.
Chale enyo hu sa
mani wi
enyo hu so nkwa na nim nyansa na nyansa bi
maminti
hu nsam a wo ka no hu fi se wo ka nyansa sem ba nye nyansa na wo ka
o da bo so ntumi
no ba won ka santre me enti na mka to say control him. Oh. You cannot ridicule me like that. What is it? By you na kasa ne meka Ghana for betiase no. Mo montiase ne me meka no. Na wo ka ne Ghana for betiase. Enu nti ne atia. I'm not here for you. So stop it. Stop that.
What is in the
24-hour economy? Yeah. Ni ebeye debate pa wo kromu ha no. Na ni nkire mu nyina ne say. Ye ka kire omo say there are institutions that almost run the 24-hour economy no. Dada. And omo ka say say it's not just the 24-hour economy because here Muhammad has said a 24-hour economy should be driven by demand and supply. And no nebetimi amawa employ nipa bebre. Enti se wo ba be yesa dia chire mu ye e ma mo kura na mo pushi wo mo de 24-hour economy no document e de bae. And the document wo mo de bae ne say e shift nipa miensa be yezuma baako nipa baako wo mu awoye da. Oh, Charlie, that's my problem. You see, I don't like it. And I'm the money we saw a process. Only say a process.